I'm literally blank. There was something else where I was like, this is like these are really good talking points. It was Assassin's Creed and something else, and I cannot think of it.
Stupid ass jump scare. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm playing this game while I'm talking.
That's fair actually.
And they are killing me.
Time
They
time to
actually
bust
got me
out
with these jump scares.
time to
I'm
bust out
horrible when it
IGN.
comes to Bro, I know where you are. Oh my gosh, I just died. I hate it when they try and get you with horror. This game knows what it wants to be, and it just decides to be that thing when you don't want it to be that.
I'm pretty excited to get into that. I'm gonna play it this summer.
What, Control?
Yeah, I'm gonna play that alongside the Alan Wake games because I've never played those before.
Oh, they're connected too. So you're gonna have a Remedy summer.
Yeah, I've never touched a Remedy game. Well, I have played a little bit of Control, but that's literally it. And I want to play the OG Max Payne games. Never played those.
Something interesting, because this is like the first Remedy game I've ever played. Um, both the VA for Max Payne, rest in peace, and
Yeah.
Alan Wake. They're both they both play important characters in Control, completely detached from their own games. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, Sam Lake is like up there with like Hideo, from what I hear. That's what the streets have told me.
Yeah, it's the streets are kind of right.
That's what it was. GTA 6. It was GTA 6 release window. There it is. I was like, there was something else.
I haven't even been keeping up with GTA 6. Is there anything on that? Or?
That's the thing. I don't really feel like GTA 6 is really a game to keep up with, simply because news is so sparse, and most quote unquote news is just pure speculation from people who have nothing better to do. So, but this time there actually was like an official like thing to come out of, I think, Take Two Interactive themselves. So I guess it holds some weight.
Oh my gosh.
But I guess with that, we can get in what we've been up to. Christian, you can talk about Control. You want to give some impressions on it? Pitch us on it.
Control is insanely good. It is an amazing game. I hate horror games.
Is it
But
considered a horror game?
it's not even really a horror game. I would call it a thriller, right? But I scare easily
Fair.
when it comes to
Fair.
games. So
I have seen
no
that
matter
firsthand.
what, it'll manage to get me. Especially these later enemies. Something I have always hated in any kind of game are enemies that turn invisible and enemies that kamikaze you. And this game has both. So they always manage to get me with that. But, regardless of all that stuff that I hate, this game is genuinely fantastic.
How's the gunplay? So that's like
Gunplay's real good. Like I'm not even really that good with like shooters, but this game is it's so fluid. It's all like for the most part you're fighting in somewhat claustrophobic spaces. So there is some cover at times, but you've got a great mix of gunplay with the use of your powers too. I when I first started, I sucked. When I unloaded an entire clip and it just hit every bullet just hit the floor, I had to pause and just put my face in my hands for a minute.
Now you have me scared. Because I'm assuming you're playing on hard.
Yeah. And my aim was so bad. So I was like, how am I gonna do this? But I got better pretty quickly.
Okay, that kind of intimidates me because I didn't get super, like the little bit I played, didn't get super combat heavy yet, and I always get nervous when
Oh,
it does
there's
that.
another one up here, isn't there? Of course. Just
Combat can
show
be
it to
pretty
me.
intimidating. The only game I can't remember if I talked about this before, but like Witcher 3, I could not get past that combat. I couldn't get into it, and I feel like
Oh, was it not good?
I didn't like it. I feel like that's like ever since I played that game, I'm always like wary of like getting into combat in new games. I'm like, will I be able to master this? Not even master, just be decent enough to
Like
get through the
competent?
game.
Yeah.
Whereas with literally Witcher 3, I turned down the difficulty because of this. I was like, this is extremely difficult. I spent like the first, because there's a part in the beginning where you can like train to like practice combat, and I did that for like maybe half an hour, maybe more, trying to get used to the combat, and I could not. The combat was just not it, and I'm glad I'm not alone because there are a lot of other people that say that too, that the combat isn't very good in the game. I'm like, okay, thank you.
How does it play? Because I never got into that game.
I couldn't even tell you, but I think I don't know if it was like, I don't know if it's as much the way it like controlled or felt as much as it was like the control scheme was just a bit weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Like button placement.
Yeah.
I get you.
I couldn't swing it. I was like, nah. And plus, I'm not like a huge high fantasy person either. So that.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I just want to play to see what the hype is about. And I still don't get the hype to this day. So there's that.
Oh, here we go.
What about you?
In terms of like, you go. My bad.
Man, I've been playing X-Men Legends too, man. I've been loving like what I've been getting into. It's just I'm just on that X-Men den right now. Kind of just snuck up on me. That's usually how like my biggest fascinations form. I'm just like completely like, oh, I guess I'll just watch. You know, X-Men '97 just came out, right? And now all of a sudden I'm like I'm like Googling the best X-Men runs because I'm thinking about getting back into reading the comics, man. Man, I'm not gonna lie, dude. You know, on YouTube, you can go on these crazy ass binges for like these crazy like lores, like Wolverine lore, something like that. Like I had to check out the Ultimate runs. Yeah, I'm just kind of skimming through it, man. That shit is nuts, man. Like basically all of the Ultimate comic runs besides Spider-Man were like just like a freaking insane. Like just the kind of stuff because you can tell it's influenced by the movies, like even their outfits, you know. And I just like I'm seeing like how it translates into the games because their costumes are the ones from the comics, but the actual story's original. I'm like, man, I swear, if this game is released today, people get upset, dude, because the amount of effort and shit like that people like that was in this, it feels like a complete game. And I'm like, man, I don't see. Well, they did make Ultimate Alliance 3, which I don't know, I feel like the world forgot, which I guess is like the closest thing, but like it's really complete. And you know, I'm not usually one for like because it's got that Diablo kind of combat style because it's like from the top down hack and slash. I don't know if you ever played those Ultimate Alliance games, but I don't know. It might just be more. Yeah, yeah. Did you care for them? Did you like them?
Oh no, I've never cared.
Yeah, yeah. That's all right. It does like it. I was like, I don't know about playing these games, but they aged pretty well. They're like using that cell shading, you know, and you know, it's just like got everything to do with like stuff in the show. It really is a lot like Dragon Ball Z. It's crazy to say that, but like the Vegeta and like Trunks, like there's a character called Cable. He's in the movie, right? But he's like a lot more fleshed out in the show, and he's basically future Trunks. Like his character, it's so cool, dude. It's like the Cell Saga, you know, like cells, like they're tearing up like the future. Goku's dead. It's like beat for beat that like plot line, but it's like with mutants. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I don't know how getting like people in touch. Like my dad, I thought about like, man, I got to get him to watch this show, dude. Like the cartoon, but I'm like, I don't know. It might be hard because it's animated, but if you can really like sit past that, you're like.
I've heavily thought about watching because I was originally not, because I thought it was supposed to be like a continuation of like the old cartoon, but it's a whole new thing, right?
Yeah, well, it is, but you don't need to watch it. Like old enemies, they like introduce them again, or like they'll explain it like it's your first time watching it, so you don't need to. But like I would recommend just because I enjoy it. It's really crazy, man. Like even the old one, the new one is really PG-13. Like there's definitely like inferences of like sex, like and like stuff like that. Like like this screen fades to black. It's not in the old one, but the old one's crazy, dude. There's like a mutant KKK, dude. They wear these purple hoods and they're like they're hunting mutants, dude. Yeah, dude. And like at first I'm not paying attention and I look at this, you're like, what the fuck? Are these a bunch of dudes in like hoods? And they are, dude, and they're like they have beasts or something. And it's like and he gets kidnapped and Wolverine's trying to find. It's crazy, dude. It really is. And like there's just like a couple parts where I'm like, yeah, if they changed out the language, he definitely was cursing here, dude. He's like, none of your goddamn business, and they changed the language. I'm like, yo, dude, Spider-Man never hit like that, the animated series. I like that one, but that shit is confusing. This
resurgence of like X-Men popularity, right? It's like really making me, because I'm such a casual. I would say I'm below a casual when it comes to X-Men. I don't know much. I've just seen a few movies, and that's it. And I've seen like some of the characters pop up in like other people's stuff, but you mentioned the Ultimate Comics. Do you think that's like a good entry point for like someone who's not really
some of them.
I like the Ultimate Spider-Man comics.
Yeah,
I really like
some of them. So there's some things that you can like look up that are ultimately it's pretty divided. I think it would be good though for you because you're like you said, and these were made like after the movie, so you can tell that like they have like some of those similar plot lines in the game. You know how Cyclops and Wolverine, they both love Jean Grey, and those typical like those similar beats. I would recommend it because it is really cool, man. Like Professor X is. Yeah, dude. Professor X like smokes a cigar, dude. He's so cool, dude. He's like a chill dude.
Like the Ultimate Spider-Man ones because I was like, these are straight up Sam Raimi like movies.
Yeah, dude. And I remember Aunt May. Aunt May was definitely a lot cooler in those. Like she was like no nonsense.
Exactly.
I don't have time for your bullshit. Yeah, it definitely. I recommend. It's like the perfect time. Just something to get into. I'm trying to think of something else, but no, man. Give it a go. And maybe play X-Men Legends, man, or play Diablo, for Xbox One. Yeah, the new one. I don't know if they fixed it.
Which Diablo?
I heard it was kind of the newest one, Diablo 4. I'm just like mentioning games that are like that, but yeah, I know that the Battle Pass was like really bad for the first season, and that took away a lot of trajectory for it.
Yeah. But that sounds pretty cool, man. I want to get back into like comics more because I've kind of fell off. Like I haven't read much in a while. There's some, I feel like my default is always I end up going to like Spider-Man, like reading Miles and stuff like that. Like,
I feel bad. I'm sorry, dude, for you. If you said Miles, because like I've definitely looked at the newer runs with Peter, man, and it's like a torture like fest. They really like to just like put our boy Peter down.
Yeah, no,
like
it's like something I've like.
I don't know if you know anything about a guy named Paul. Okay, go ahead.
Something I've noticed in like recent years is that like I don't know. I feel like they've been doing Peter a little bit dirty recently, and I just mean
I think that it's kind
of like I mean fans, like ever since Miles has come onto the scene and like kind of blown into the mainstream, like people just kind of
forgot about Peter.
Yeah, people are like, I'm just like come on now, like all these years, Peter's been there for you, and then you're gonna act like he's lame just because like Miles is cool. Like, come on, man. Peter's still my guy. Like, Miles is great. They're both fantastic. I'm like, why can't they both just be great characters?
Peter's been around
two kings.
Yeah, 2 kings, man. They're making a new run that looks good.
I am a firm believer that they should kill Peter in Spider-Man 3, like Insomniacs. So.
The game, yeah.
They
I don't know, man.
Like, I don't know if they have the balls, but they saw what happened with Naughty Dog. They might be like, no, I don't.
Is there gonna be a Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, I think
I didn't even pay attention.
I'm pretty sure
because they set it up in
2030.
Dude, I recently saw rewatched the TASM movies, and it makes me sad, man, that we never got a third movie.
Yeah.
Like, I used to not care, but like the more I watch those movies, they get better with time. Like, the more you watch them, the better they get. I'm like, those are actually good movies.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be like all the YouTube videos made a decade from now about Amazing Spider-Man. The first one was good. I do as much as they get. The first one was still like a good movie. If you hold it up to like a telescope or something that analyzes all the ingredients for like what a movie needs, I think it did a good enough job. I'll never forget the scene where he gets the help of the construction workers.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I cried watching that scene. Like,
he gets shot. Yeah. I think they were really going for Spider-Man too. Remember when he's in the train and they all help him? That was like,
yeah,
they were going for that.
Spider-Man always has those little moments, right? It's like you think back to the first one, when the Green Goblin's like kicking his ass, and then like all the citizens start helping, and they're like, "You mess with Spider-Man, you mess with New York," you know what I mean? Mess with
and they're like, "All right, dude." Dark was like saying more, I just like starts caring.
Yeah, it's like that human level. It's like people connect.
I can't think of it
so much.
Yeah, and then when he puts the mask on the kid puts the mask back on Spike. That's in the TASM 1.
Yeah, that's.
I don't know. Do any other superhero movies have scenes? I don't think they do they? Like civilians helping, or like you're one of us, or anyone. They like evoke that.
Like I think there probably
Batman
are some but I think no one does it better than Spider-Man to me, but I'm biased, so.
Mm-hmm. Daredevil, maybe, dude. Batman's out here. He don't give a fuck about nobody, dude. I remember the Dark Knight beginning, bro. I was like, man, Batman's really not about to come out here and help these people, is he? And he didn't, bro. He really didn't, bro. He let Joker do all that. Sorry, bro. It's daytime, bro. This is the sun.
Oh man, yeah.
I don't know, man. Spider-Man doesn't. I feel like Spider-Man kind of is the same way, but not intent. Like I don't feel like Peter Parker goes out at night. You know, or he tries not to.
That's kind of true. There aren't. Yeah.
It's just because he's normal though. He's like, it's time to go to bed. You know.
Yeah, it's like if he's being like friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, then he usually doesn't. But if he's like the world's in danger or the city's in danger, he'll be out at night.
Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not with that app now. He gets that. The friendly is like, you gotta go do something. He's like, why did I create this shit, man? That would be me. Dude.
Isn't there like one issue like the first Spider-Man game where somebody literally just wants a hug? Or was it? It wasn't the first one. It was Miles. I think it was Miles because that's when the app was introduced, right? Yeah. And I think there was a citizen who literally just wanted a hug from Spider-Man.
Was it the girl?
I think so. I can't remember. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, there are people that really need help out here.
I thought that was really sweet, dude. I really like.
I'm saying over here, like you're wasting my time. You're like, that's really sweet. Like, I don't care.
Let me go back to beating shit up, dude. I like. After a point, there's like you see the red square and you just ignore it. Like there's a fire going on, and you're just wow, man, I've done that enough.
One of the most annoying trophies in the first game was like when you have to like do, I think it's like 5 different like crimes or crime types in like one district. And I was like so.
Oh yeah.
And I would just swing around the same district and just wait till crimes popped up.
That sucked. I feel like the second one was definitely better, but I think they might have overcorrected because I feel like I had like an overabundance sometimes of like the tokens.
Yeah.
But it was like the first one, I was just looking for scraps, man.
Yeah.
We'll give it yeah, of course, man. You know. And something that they're gonna hit up with DLC. They have to later on this year, probably.
Sure. That's probably gonna get announced this summer. I would be surprised if it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Because of what they set up something with Carnage for sure. That's got to be DLC.
Yeah,
that won't be Spider-Man 3. That'll probably be DLC, right?
Yeah, I think that would be more appropriate. We don't want to create the wrong. We don't want to give the wrong idea to the people for the third one. People said crazy things, but about where it could take place, I don't know, man. I just like New York. It's worked twice in a row. I would be fine with
I
it
think
being
New
in New
York
York
is
again.
fine. New York is okay. I think they in Spider-Man 2, sure, there were new boroughs. That's great and all.
Mm-hmm.
And I get like this isn't GTA, right? You don't have to make the world the most like, oh, you can go and do stuff or go here. But like, I think a little bit more interactivity with the city would do it a lot of favors, because we've been to the city 3 times now.
Yeah.
It's like, sure, you can add on other boroughs. That's great, but like, I think the world still needs to feel a little bit more alive than it does.
Mm-hmm.
A bit more dense.
That's what we really need.
And just like more stuff to interact with in the world outside of like the side activities that they give us, because even those still feel like tasks. So
that's true. And it does. It's not like whereas like where Assassin's Creed, like especially this new one, that kind of stuff makes me want to foam at the mouth because I'm like all this stuff to do and it's gonna be fun. I just don't. I feel like Spider-Man struggles more with that, because there's, it's not. I don't know if it's because Assassin's Creed is just more. There's been more of them, so they've had more time to like have more in-depth systems. But I just feel like there's something there where I don't have a problem. Like if you were talking about Assassin's Creed right now, I wouldn't see any of those as being a problem.
I think
but it might just be
Creed just places more, because like the thing is, Spider-Man, I think of it almost like a Mafia, right? Like, you know how like Mafia 2 specifically, like Empire Bay is like, it's a linear game. It's like Empire Bay is like the city, but it's a linear game. It's not open world, but like it just serves as like a place for the story to take place. I feel like that's almost how Spider-Man games are. You know, like it's not really putting its focus on it.
But that's weird.
World.
Yeah.
But I think it should, and like they do, obviously, because there are a bunch of activities and stuff in the world. But like I was saying, those activities can only get you so far. And I don't know. I mean, even if they didn't, that'd be fine. Like it's not like a big deal to me. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this game's bad because they didn't do these things. But I would just like prefer.
Right. Yeah, you prefer to be.
Yeah, like I want to really feel like, oh, I'm in like New York as like Spidey. Like it doesn't really feel like New York. It just feels like a city that we swing around in. And
it feels like the movie. Yeah, it feels like a movie. Yeah, and once you're done with the movie, you're done with the experience. You're like, I'm gonna put it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I want more of a reason to revisit that world, because it's like fun to swing around, sure, but like I don't know. I feel like, especially because New York is such a big part of like Spider-Man. Like he loves New York. He loves being in that city. So it's like I feel like it should be a little bit more in tune with that.
If we look at games from companies like Rockstar where people discover something like a year and a half later from like a random NPC, like you have to do some random interaction to discover this thing, right? I don't know why. Like I don't know if like it would greatly change Spider-Man, but I think that those things would be really cool.
Yeah. But speaking of Assassin's Creed, did you guys see it? I know you saw the trailer, Eric. Christian, did you see the newest trailer?
I actually didn't. I know it's going to be like samurai Yasuke type stuff.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
It looks. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, because you're the Assassin's Creed guy of all of us here. You know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm in a weird spot with Assassin's Creed now. I've been working on a video, like a critique video for like an Assassin's Creed, and that's mostly what I've been doing is playing a crap ton of Assassin's Creed to like get fun and stuff like that. And like I'm sitting here, I'm playing this, I'm like making this video, and I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about Assassin's Creed anymore. I don't know how I feel about Ubisoft, and I was like, I didn't like Mirage. It's just like the series is kind of going downhill. It's not what it used to be. And I was just like, I'm done with Assassin's Creed for a while. I don't think I'm gonna get this code name Red at the time. That's what it was known at the time. I was like, I don't know how. I don't know. I don't care about it.
Yeah.
They get. I see the photo or the leak of like Assassin's Creed Shadows being the name. I was like, oh, okay, it's real. It's like,
Yeah.
and I was like, intriguing, I guess. But I was like, nah, I still don't care that much. It's whatever. And then Ubisoft puts up they're gonna premiere the trailer, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll check this out, of course, because like I have to. I saw the trailer, dude, and I was like, dang, I don't know, man. I think this looks pretty tight. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie.
Legit.
Dude,
It's gonna be,
I'm like Michael Corleone right now. Just when I thought I was
Give me your
back in. I'm
for certain contenders.
yeah. I don't know. I still won't buy. I'm not gonna buy it this year. I know, Eric. You're expecting me to give in.
I know I'm gonna have to hold you accountable, bro. You already started.
The
You already
thing
said
is, it comes out in November. It comes out in November, so that's like what I would have to wait just a couple more months before the next year. So
That's what's the craziest thing for me, man, is that it's coming out this year. I can't remember last time that we have that.
I mean, we knew it was. I mean, it was kind of rumored that it would come out this year. That's why I was sitting here. I was like, they need to show something soon. Like, if it's still gonna come out this year. But you know how Ubisoft?
They're like, yeah, we got you.
Like, Ubisoft will release like a game trailer, and then like by the end of the year, because they did the same thing with Watch Dogs too, and they just tend to have like usually it's like they'll announce a game sometimes within the same year it's released.
Yeah, dude, I can expect to see a shit ton of leaked clips by ends next week. No, I'm playing.
Possibly, you never know.
Ending,
I'm
multiple
really
endings, bro.
As to how this game will play and look though, because it's not cross gen.
Yeah, and those graphics in that trailer.
I don't know. Also, though, the last time like Assassin's Creed went fully next gen for the first time, we got Unity. So
and that was.
I mean, mind you,
don't want to rush it.
I don't think this is gonna be the same type of situation. I just hope they don't get too ambitious with this, which I could definitely see them doing because it's Ubisoft. But I don't know. It does intrigue me though, and I think they said what was one of the details that be about the same size as Origins in terms of map size.
Yes. Mm.
Which I think
they said that.
I think Origins was pretty dang big, but also like not too bad. Because I did explore every nook and cranny of Assassin's Creed Origins map, but that was also it was a different time, a very different time. I was in high school. I had way more time on my hands to do that.
Yeah, you'd be glad, man. We don't want it to be like Valhalla,
absolutely,
Witcher 3. Yeah, you want to get like lost in the story more than like the map, dude. We don't need a bunch of empty vastness.
Yeah, and it seems like it's gonna be rich with like a lot of things. I'm hoping, cause like that's the thing too. A lot of like Origins and Odyssey, like Origins, a lot of it was desert. Odyssey, a lot of it was ocean. Valhalla, a lot of it was just freaking hills and grass. It's like there's always something that just like kind of like fills the map, not necessarily with anything meaningful or interesting. And I'm hoping they don't do this here, but you never know. I don't know.
Yeah. There's only time will tell, man. We got 2 playable characters, and that's pretty tight, man. Last time we saw that was Syndicate.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried because I hope I don't dislike playing as is it Yasuke? Yes. How do you say his name? Yeah.
Yasuke, I think that's it.
Yeah, I really hope I don't like dislike playing as him simply because he's like a samurai and he seems like a brute.
Like
very,
brutes only.
Yeah, very
Yeah, yeah.
combat heavy, and like I don't know, like that doesn't really appeal to my playstyle as much.
Yeah.
Mind you, like in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, they had the thing where it was like, oh, Jacob is like confrontational, he's a brawler, and like Evie is more stealthy, but you can still mix max. Like when I played as Jacob, I still tried to be stealthy. When I played as Evie, I would like sometimes get in fights, so it's like, you know, it didn't matter. But it just seems like I don't imagine myself as like a samurai stealthing around.
And it feels weird.
Yeah, it almost feels like it wouldn't work mechanically. Like how would they allow that?
Yeah, it feels like it would be like a chore almost, because you don't want to. I want to be able to play as any character and be like, I'm gonna go into this base and like, oh wait, I can't do that with this guy. I gotta switch to this. I gotta switch to the assassin. And also just customization. Like, am I only gonna be able to wear like samurai gear with Yasuke?
True.
Is he gonna be able to wear a hood? I want to wear an assassin's hood with my characters. You know what I mean? Because we're still a part of a brotherhood. That's fine. He can have like samurai armor with just the hood.
And I mean,
Yasuke, I don't know.
He doesn't appear to be an assassin. The other girl does. Dang, what's her name? How do you say her name? Jeez, I don't even want to try it. But yeah, she appears to be like she's part of the Assassin Brotherhood, and I'm just really intrigued to see. Cause to me, look, Yasuke, he looks cool and all. That's great. But she looks dope as I don't know what. That's all. I'm only interested in playing as her. Like, she looks so cool.
Really?
And I'm like, man, and like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I just missed like being an assassin.
You want to be able to take everybody out in a room, and they don't know. There's like one dude left, and they're like, "Where did everybody go?"
Like, I don't know, and like I'm really intrigued to see what they do with the story here, and like how it'll be like because it seems like a little bit of like a rebellion type thing against like, because clearly Yasuke is a samurai. Because it doesn't Jinsakai kind of go through that same kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. You gotta choose to be the samurai code of honor or my own way. Whereas this, from what I've heard, go ahead.
I don't know. It just gave like the trailer gives those vibes like Yasuke is gonna like kind of begin to kind of fight for the assassins. But
he's good, but like she's a native and he's the outsider. But from what I heard, she's the one that wants to be an outsider, whereas he's kind of like full, like more like he's kind of been able to fit in more as part of the culture. That's what was said from what I was listening to on these other podcasts and whatnot. But I do feel like there's incredible significance. We're just kind of, glossing over that being, this is the first real life person that we're going to play as. That to me is like the coolest thing about like any of this. I think that's fucking awesome, man. Like the potential for the story. That's my only real fears. Is the story going to be like the other? Because let's be real here. It's like X-Men. Assassin's Creed is very hit or miss with the story. Sometimes I want to cry, like with Assassin's Creed 2 and Revelations, and then you have like non-stories like in Odyssey, which I love that game, but I can't really tell you the plot. I know that as soon as they get like first person and you're a part of the story, I'm like, okay, you're losing me, right? But here it's like,
remember what. I don't remember why we even went on the Odyssey. I couldn't tell you.
There's a character. Her name was Layla. That's what I remember. And the dude that you play as in Mirage is in the present or some weird shit. I don't know. I looked it up on YouTube. I'm still confused by that game.
Did you? Oh, so you didn't play Valhalla?
No. But
okay, you're not
Mirage.
Don't play that.
Looked it up. Yeah, yeah. That's what I hear. Maybe if I'm like really, I just want.
Dude, it took me like close to 80 hours to beat that game.
And 20 of them are spent in a tutorial, right? That's just Ubisoft for you, man.
The way it is like split up into different arcs, and like the arcs are like maybe like a couple hours each. and
I
it
feel, yeah.
just feels everything just feels kind of disjointed and disconnected. It doesn't feel very cohesive, and I wasn't.
Like this is the assassin part, right? Yeah. But I feel like this is going to be something that they learned from him. This is also the first Assassin's Creed that we've had for how many years? 3?
No, we had Mirage. Mirage.
Before Mirage, we don't.
Mirage
It counts, but like this is definitely gonna be an RPG one.
Okay, so to be fair, yeah, it is RPG. It's confirmed, and it's Ubisoft Quebec. They did Odyssey, so, and also like,
oh shit.
I mean, I get what you mean though, because Mirage technically was kind of like connected to Valhalla in a way. They tried to treat it as if it's its own thing, but it's not really. But
yeah,
Shadows appears to be a fresh, new, original story, and so I am intrigued by that. I don't even know if I should like get my hopes up for this or not, or if I'll end up being burned. But modern day, I'm intrigued because Mirage didn't have any of that, and I was kind of disappointed by it. Because Assassin's Creed is very much about the modern day. It's actually that's actually crucial because that explains literally everything. So it's like I feel like modern day. There's no telling what they're gonna do with it, but I am intrigued to see. At this point, I'm down for anything, just as long as it's there. Because a lot of people say that the modern day died with Desmond, and I agree to an extent. I feel like some of the stuff they did with 4 was interesting. Well, 4/Rogue, I thought was interesting. How you had to like Abstergo employee. That was interesting.
Yeah, you're like a whistleblower.
Yeah. The initiate program or whatever they were doing with Unity and Syndicate wasn't that interesting. But
those were the ones that were really like we don't.
Yeah, no. Layla she started off strong in Origins, to me at least, and then they just kind of completely they just derailed her story. And
that's when you can tell that they're not talking with each other. The companies when they make them, they're like, oh,
exactly.
What are they doing?
Like, here, you make this
like,
game, you make this game, and
you can tell from everyone that they're always focused on the setting, and then the present comes last.
Right. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna throw in some voiceover from William Miles and Mirage. That's good enough. That'll suffice." At this point, just forget about the Miles. Like, I don't really care anymore. Like they keep trying to like, and I was so excited for Shawn and Rebecca to come back in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and they were butchered. I was like, who are these people? They looked weird. They just weren't. I was like, this is hashtag not my Shawn and Rebecca, dude. I wasn't into it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're in the one for the MetaQuest. Nexus. Really? They did a good job with them. I feel like. Okay. I feel like that's what they should have done. I feel like that when you said that, I feel like what you really mean is like they need like a consistent like a crew, like a cast, like a present day cast that we follow, not like what we're doing. I don't know, like we're first person mode. I would just rather just like just give us Layla back or something, you know? Or like honestly, if they just killed off Desmond and kept with those
Layla's
two. Yeah. Okay, so Layla's done. Well, honestly, if they just continue from where Desmond died, and then we see the Shawn and Rebecca trying to pick it up, that would have been just like really captivating, like intriguing to me, man. Like, damn, how do we continue? Like, how do we survive?
Because literally in Syndicate, I don't know if you remember, but the modern day, like the cutscenes, we followed Shawn and Rebecca doing whatever they were doing. And I'm like, they could have just made.
Damn, no, man. And I heard from like another place. I don't know if you agree or not, but apparently Syndicate's being slept on. It's like a really good, if you look at it as like a Batman kind of game.
Where'd you hear this?
Like just some other videos that somebody made, or I don't know. I was just looking online too because I was like thinking about it because my brother has he got that one. Now I can play it. I have it here.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm like, I don't know.
I haven't played it.
I haven't, but I heard about it. I played Unity, but I haven't finished that either.
Okay,
I'm like, I don't know, man.
Unity is better than Syndicate, but
right.
Syndicate is like worth a playthrough. It is fun. and it's interesting. Evie is a cool character. I'm currently
Right.
writing
Like the rope gun looks cool.
Yeah, like I've showed you guys. Like I'm currently working on a video essay about Syndicate actually, and I kind of tear into it a little bit, but I mean overall,
Yeah, you're
like I think the game is fine, but it's not. It's
I
one
had
of
to
my,
go
it's
into
one,
it, not
it's one of,
Assassin's Creed.
it's yeah, it's one of my least favorite Assassin's Creed games. And the thing is, when I first played it back in the day, I actually really liked it. I was like, oh, this game is really cool, and then I replayed it. However many years ago, it was when I was like doing like a binge of like the games. I was playing through.
What did you play before that?
What I played before it?
Did you play Unity right before Syndicate?
Yeah, like I was like going in order. Cause I think
That's
like,
that's why.
like
That's probably
around
why.
the time. I want to say it was like quarantine or something. I don't know. I was just like had a lot of time on my hands. I was like, I'm just gonna play through the series again, and I played them all because I hadn't done that before. Actually, I hadn't like played them all like consecutively. I just kind of like played them all, but like not necessarily
That's crazy.
in order.
That's crazy.
And so I did it, and it really like when you do that, it really more of the flaws, but also the good really stands out in each game. It's like you go from 1 and then you play 2 and you're like, oh man, all these improvements. And then you go from 2 to Brotherhood and you're like, oh okay, they made a little bit of changes, but it's mostly the same. Revelations, you're like, okay, I really like these changes. I don't like this so much. And then you go to 3 and like the whole Kimway saga, and then like you get the Unity. Now there were just like so many things that were like, man, this is like the series had a lot of things that I really liked going for it. So by the time I got to Syndicate, it just felt like such a departure from everything that I had been playing up to that point. And I was like, I didn't realize how different this game is from the others.
And it's like, what was the goal? What was the plan here with this? You know?
Yeah.
Is it just like, why if all the complaints about Unity were always about bugs? It was never actually about the gameplay, right? The features. So I don't know. You'd think that they would hear that and they wouldn't feel the need to correct ship and just make sure release a complete game, you know. But it's like, no, here's a grapple hook and 2 characters, and I mean one of them's not really, he can't wear the hood. But I don't know.
I hated that you could only put on the hood when you were in stealth. Like you had to like
this kind of
thing.
It's the small things like that, the little things. Just let me wear the hood.
And the way Jacob looked, like his character design, I'm like, yo, he has a cool fit and all, but like the dude's like I don't know. I guess they're more like a more modern, quote unquote, modern type Assassin's Creed. And the thing about it is like Assassin's Creed was never meant to be that. Like the setting in general just doesn't really fit an Assassin's Creed title. And I want to.
You think that's too modern?
Okay. Because yeah, Assassin's Creed has a modern day, but like in terms of like the actual in-anime setting, it shouldn't be that. There was like, I think the original creator of Assassin's Creed came up with different like rules for what makes an Assassin's Creed game.
No way.
And I'm like, one of them was like, it should never be like modern. And it was like, it should only take place within a certain time period or something like that. I wish I could find it. Oh, here we go. I think I see it on the Assassin's Creed subreddit. Okay, basic rules of an AC game written by the original developers. 1. Assassin's Creed will always tell the story of the secret war between assassins and Templars. 2. Being an assassin doesn't make the main character a ruthless killer. He kills, but he has principles and never murders innocents. He avoids collateral damage as much as possible. 3. The war between assassins and Templars is the foundation of our franchise story in the past and present. 4. The assassin should always be agile, socially skilled, unbeatable with a blade, and a stylish badass. 5. Pivotal moments in human history are the basis of our franchise. Assassin's Creed will always take a revisionist approach on real events. We'll use historical gaps to create our story. 6. History should always be portrayed as relevant to our core audience, with facts that tie into the present day common knowledge and edgy modern art direction. 7. Assassin's Creed is based on technology. Nothing is magical. Everything has a plausible technological explanation. Shout out to Odyssey. No, I'm just kidding. Assassin's Creed. digging in a character's past through their DNA in order to understand what really happened in key historical moments. 9. Since the player relives the deeds of his kin through his DNA, the IP cannot be set in the future. The DNA of unborn people does not. Okay, I guess I had it wrong. I guess they meant like the future, not necessarily like modern day. But even still, I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and read this last one. 10. Assassin's Creed can be in his historical accuracy, but cannot create an unchronia, whatever that means. But yeah, but basically, like, it's just one of those things, right, where the setting just feels too. It just feels too close to the modern day to really fit like the vibe. Because you think like the first AC. It's like it just feels like such a departure from that, and
like straight up biblical.
Which like I said is fine because like even the grappling hook, I know a lot of people talk junk about it. I think it's cool. I wish it was a little faster, but like I mean it's cool. And like and that's another critique that I hear a lot too is like it's like, oh well you have to because like the buildings are too far apart to really do like proper parkour. But like if the buildings are too far apart for you to do parkour, then why set it in that city? But little did they know that Origins was coming, that Odyssey was coming, Valhalla, which like do not like aren't parkour friendly at all. They literally
they do not care.
Yeah,
They do not care.
You can climb literally anything. You can climb anything. It doesn't have to have handholds because they were like, whatever, we don't care anymore.
It's just to get you to the next place. Yeah.
Exactly. A huge part of Assassin's Creed's parkour was the rewarding
to have fun.
Yeah. It's like having that control and like even doing something as little as like running up a wall and then doing a side eject to like get to another. It's like stuff like that where like you would essentially create the parkour.
Yeah.
But
right. And now it's like Assassin's Creed is killing shit. That's what it is. But I don't know, man. We'll see with this one because they're adding back the grappling hook. I think I read it, and I think I posted that article.
I think
cool, but like that article I posted has like 50 details.
Yeah, I have to take a look. I haven't done much research beyond like looking at the trailer and like I would watch like a little like developer breakdown or whatever. I also like the hidden blade, like you know how Connor's like from Assassin's Creed 3 his like did like the thing where it came out and he could use
the handle.
Yeah. Like
that's
does
dope,
that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that I love that.
Because
that's
I thought of that
that's
too.
one of my out of all the hidden blade modifications. That's one of my favorites. I don't know what it is. It's so simple, but like it's so like dope.
No, dude. Let me just say like that that thing I sent literally is like a numbered like a bullet list. Just take like one of the things they said that's like super hype to me. Like you have to double check because I'm tripping out, maybe. But literally every single thing like in the environment is like has like a physical like an engine, so you can like grab like everything's a prop, so you can use like your rope to throw shit. So everything has like a physics engine like in the environment.
Oh snap!
And I'm just like that's if you think about it, that's really ambitious. If what they're saying is true about like how you can use everything in the environment.
I think I see what you're talking about. Pretty much every prop in the game is able to be dynamically damaged by your weapons. Katanas will slice through bushes and baskets, fruit ninjas.
That's what I read.
Leaving accurate blade marks, arrows will leave precise puncture marks, while blunt weapons will smash pots into tiny pieces. That is pretty cool.
I'm telling you, this is like they're gonna go all out with this one.
Dynamic world and seasons. Hold up.
That one too, I forgot to show you, dude. Splinter Cell. I was like, dude, we haven't seen Shadows since Split. Like, man, it's like God, it's crazy.
Wait, the new Anvil upgrade has allowed for a season system that sees the world progress through spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
I forgot to mention that too. They're using a new engine, man.
It's about time.
So they're debuting in this new engine.
So I guess it'll be like, kind of like Assassin's Creed 3, but like even better because like Assassin's Creed 3 kind of did that, but not quite to the. It was just like, oh, it's sunny outside or it's snowing, one of the two. Yeah.
And you do have your own base, like in 3, like your homestead. You have like a homestead.
Oh, that'll be dope. I really love the homestead stuff in Assassin's. I slept on it for the longest time. But once I actually got into it and started doing those missions and stuff, like the homestead stuff is really, really cool.
You get some of like the most heartfelt scenes.
I like it even better than what is it called in Assassin's Creed 2? Montegerioni or whatever the hell that place is called.
Yeah, you got it right, dude. The villa.
Yeah.
I love the villa, dude. In the second one with Mario.
It's
That shit broke my heart, dude. Like literally the first thing in Brotherhood is that place gets like all that work you put in, just everything gets torn up.
Just like
he gets murdered, bro.
I was kind of pissed. I was like, Mario is like one of the best friggin' characters in Assassin's Creed.
Ezio already lost like all of his other male relatives, bro. You're gonna kill his uncle.
What about my uncle? You give him a chance? Like, that's why he went after Cesare.
What about my uncle? Oh my god, dude. Now that's that. If they make another movie, dude, Tobey Maguire, dude, for sure. Fuck Michael Fassbender, man. Tobey Maguire for Ezio. No,
dude, I to this day I haven't seen the Assassin's Creed movie.
Really, dude? You took a stance?
Not really. I just
like,
I was close to seeing it. Christian and I actually talked about seeing it together. But
oh really?
We just never. We were like, nah, we want to go see something else.
That should make you angry. That would just make you angry, bro.
A part of me, isn't it canon to the games?
I think that they tried to be like a little reference, but nothing big. Oh, his outfit's in Mirage, I think. I think his name's Akil.
Canon to something, maybe not like the games, but I am intrigued by it. I always just like I think of it, like I kid you not. I thought about it earlier today. I was like, I should watch that Assassin's Creed movie at some point. Just see what it's all about.
Just to like get blood pumping, man.
Doesn't the
wake you up?
Isn't the animus like kind of like he literally do the physical actions of like what's the ancestor's name in that movie? If it's even his ancestor.
Something with an A.
Is it Aguilar?
I want to say
or something like that.
Yeah, Aguila. He's supposed to be a Spaniard, and the thing is, the setting too. I guess I'm glad if that's because it's like the safest kind of. Like if this was the next game, I wouldn't be excited, in that setting.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
They'd be like, I guess something that people wouldn't care that it's not in the games, right?
Yeah, that's really boring. Like the most boring, like plain, whatever. I guess Black Flag is the closest, right? Because there's like cities in Spain you can travel.
True.
But that goes to tell you, man, that Assassin's Creed really does have that kind of pool, man. They made a fucking movie already.
Yeah, there was Netflix announced something that was supposed to be like a series, but like it kind of dropped off the face of the earth. No idea.
The anime?
What happened to that? I don't think it was supposed to be anime. I think it was supposed to be live action. Hang on, let me.
Like a live action show.
Great. Netflix Assassin's Creed. No, not Assassins. Not that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it got announced like years ago, and I was actually really, really intrigued. I was like, oh, this could be cool. Yeah, live action Assassin's Creed series coming to Netflix. This article is from
2017, bro.
Hello? I don't even see anything about it. It's on Ubisoft. Oh, it's not even article, it's just on Ubisoft's website.
It doesn't say.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Assassin's Creed subreddit again because they don't steer me wrong. Announced for 2020, the series seems to have lost its way. No cast in sight, no announcement, and producer/writer Jeb Stewart has left the sinking ship. And in the meantime, no news to reassure. The series format is perfect, unlike a film, but given that it's Netflix, we can fear the worst.
So in 2020
about it. Yeah. I was kind of disappointed because I was actually like, because I feel like Assassin's Creed could definitely lend itself to a TV series better than a movie. If it had to go outside of video games. I mean, which there have been books and stuff, but that doesn't count. Because
season 1 is called like Ezio.
Yeah, because most of the books are like just complementary to the stories, and they like expand more on like certain characters and stuff. But
it's nothing new.
Yeah. which I feel like the series
I,
would be.
there's really cool comics. I know that they had like a Vietnam one.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I
I
don't
thought.
like. And that
So
the
they have like
designs are dope, man.
fresh. They have like fresh original like stories in the comics. Because I know they had like some stuff that was like continuations of certain things from games and stuff, but I know they had like original stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, man. I'm saying it's dope. It's called Bloodstain. I don't know how good the comics are. If it's really just like the cover art, and then the actual comic book, there's like maybe a couple of scenes where he's in the hood.
A lot of what
But I
is
know
interesting. I feel like the comic books are like a good opportunity, or just books in general are a good opportunity to do those more like those settings that people want.
experiment,
Oh yeah,
right?
I have. Oh yeah, I've seen this before. Completely forgot about this. Yeah, I feel like they're
No,
good
I don't know
to
if you
like.
remember that you play World War One. You're in Unity. There's like a segment, a
Yeah,
sequence.
yeah. That's actually one of my favorite parts of Unity. I ain't gonna lie. Well, it used to be, but like
They
that
fucking
scene where
teased
you,
us. They teased us so hard with that.
yeah. And then wasn't there like a? Oh wait, yeah. In Syndicate, I believe there was a like a World War II like memory they can play.
You climb this tower. It's pretty dope.
But yeah, you play as like the Fry twins like relative later on during that time period. I don't remember anything from it. I played it once. I don't remember anything. I should check it out.
I saw it. It's not like you don't wear like your outfit doesn't change. You're dressed like what you're wearing in the main game.
But yeah, man, you want to talk about this Xbox thing?
Yeah, I can go into that.
You and I can talk about Assassin's Creed for like hours. We're gonna
Yeah, we're talking about
self-control.
Assassin's Creed. So it's like
Yeah, this whole situation just sucks. Yeah, I remember Arcane, Austin,
wow.
and Tango. Were those the only ones? Yeah, which is just like crazy to me because like I feel like this is also proof too that like for one these layoffs have been like ravaging the industry. Like this is also proof that like it's not always a matter of like oh you make a bad game and then it just like no one's exempt from this like at all. Like because they put out the games they put out were quality. Like forget Redfall, that was one flop. And Hi-Fi Rush, I guess you could say, but it didn't perform the best financially, sure. But you know what? I can almost guarantee that it being on Game Pass aided in that, because that's pretty high quality game. And then just think of all the stuff Arcane has made. So it's just
that's
like,
crazy. Is it Arcane Austin or like because they specified that?
It was Arcane Austin. I don't know because I know they did Prey. They did Redfall. They did Dishonored, didn't they? That was the one.
But is there another Arcane studio?
Let me look.
One of them did Dishonored 1, the other did Dishonored 2. I think it's pronounced Leon. Arcane Leon did Dishonored 2, I believe.
Oh,
Okay.
It's just Austin that went down.
Yeah,
the new Blade game is still coming out, but who knows what they'll do if that doesn't do well.
Blade. Completely. This whole situation.
I did too.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, especially like I think what's most like confusing. I don't want to say infuriating. Like it is like it sucks. But what confuses me is like you guys made this huge acquisition for what?
Yeah.
It's like you spend millions. Was it millions or was it billions? I don't even know. It was billions. It was 7.5 billion. Okay. Yeah, you spend all that money just to shut down like studios that actually make good games for you. You have things like Game Pass. It's a combination of things. You have like things like Game Pass. That's one. Two, games are mad expensive to make. AAA games these days. They're putting so much money into these games. It's getting harder and harder to break even. Especially with game prices going up and people not being less willing to pay $70 for a game at launch. So like, there's so many things that result in a game underperforming, and then essentially people just not being able to pay their workers anymore. I guess that's how it works. I'm not the most knowledgeable on like how business and stuff like that, but I've read up about like the industry, games industry specifically, and how a lot of this stuff works, and that's what I gotta gather from this. But essentially, what it boils down to is executives at Microsoft are making some pretty, Xbox specifically, I'll say, are making some pretty bad moves, and that's really it. Because this is definitely something that could have been avoidable.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the day of Xbox exclusives is might be coming to a bit of an end now.
And this is just that would be bad for the industry overall, because then it's like, oh, well, there's the competition, and Sony's already slacking. So
I don't know. It feels like Phil Spencer's his moves. I don't know. Like, it just feels like he's not denying anything, but he hasn't been. I don't think he's really been shy about what he wants for his company. He wants them to expand. You know, if this Call of Duty being on Game Pass, I feel like people are like, man, Call of Duty as Xbox is the
what's up with
opposite.
I don't know much about this. Is the next Call of Duty coming to Game Pass?
Yeah, it's going to be the first one ever, and
it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, the game will probably still sell well anyway because it's Call of Duty. But I mean, just think of how many. How many people are gonna be willing to play that on Game Pass?
Oh yeah, a lot of people will, because they're not gonna feel incentivized.
Yeah, especially considering
I'm gonna feel
Game Pass isn't just Xbox. I always forget too that PC is a thing. So it's really that's so much of the player base that has access to the game for free, assuming they pay for the subscription. Yeah. But if you have an Xbox or PC, why not?
I'm really curious to see how that's gonna how that'll change things, because more people are gonna be playing, so it's gonna be more popular. Maybe I just know that what it meant to me in the beginning, it's really the opposite. The only people that really I don't think concern should be an emotion brought up, but if anyone should be concerned, it's Xbox fans, because this just means that Phil Spencer and them at Xbox are opening up ideas to other games, being open to like multiplayer. You know, we're looking at Halo, maybe Gears of War. This is, Gears and Halo, and of course that's an offshoot from now, right? That would still be a while from today, right? From when we're speaking, but like we're talking near, like deep in the future, right? 10 plus years, within 10 years, right? We can see some interesting things happening that we wouldn't expect with Halo.
Yeah.
And that's not even to mention the Xbox Portable that they were talking about, right?
Dude, I forgot.
And those numbers and how,
completely.
Yeah, and the sales, how it's going to affect that. But I mean, this year and last year, I mean, it's just been rough, Honestly, I still feel like Xbox hasn't really recovered from Redfall, man. That loss. I remember reading about and listening to these podcasts where people were hyped, talking about how Xbox needs an exclusive.
Yeah, that was like the most. I want to say it was. I didn't really actively keep up with Redfall a whole lot, but I just know when that game dropped, it was talk of the town.
Mm.
And I was like,
yep.
And I did feel bad because I was like, man, Xbox needs this, truly.
Yeah.
And it appears that they needed it more than we thought, because look at what happened to Arcane Austin.
Yeah, dude. It's like, what's going to happen? I mean, they just got Blade, man. So that's still being made, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least hopefully the people that are working on that will get some benefit. But they made good games, so it is interesting. It feels like what happened to Pandemic, right, back in the day.
What specifically?
Like Battlefront, Battlefront 3, the original one, it got canceled and they shut down.
No, I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah, because like the original creators of Battlefront were like hyping up the third one. There's like trailers and everything, and they're really good company, right? So for them to get shut down, I'm not like I'm upset, but like I was always like Dishonored was always going on sale. Like it was going on these crazy discounts, and so was like Prey. But all the games made by Arcane are usually go on sale. So I don't know what that says to anything, you know. But I'm like Dishonored's like a kind of a household name. Well, not a household name, but it's popular enough that people know
Probably
that it's a game.
Most well-known thing.
Yeah,
I knew
it's just unfortunate that
I knew what Dishonored was before I knew who Arcane was. I always knew.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Dishonored was marketed more as like a Bethesda game, if anything.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, Bethesda's making a stealth game.
Hot take. I'm gonna have a hot. Should I even say this? I don't even know. I don't know if I say it around you, Eric, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Bethesda developed games.
Oh wow, man!
That's just something I've realized about myself. Like I said, I was telling you, I wanna give Fallout another try. I do. But I just feel like their games just aren't made for people like me.
You just weren't feeling Starfield.
You said what?
You weren't feeling Starfield.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I was honestly Starfield. I was actually kind of excited for because I was like, ooh, this might be a Bethesda game I can get behind. But even that was, I couldn't pinpoint. If I really like thought about it, I would probably be able to tell you. But right now, off the top of my head, I can't really pinpoint what it is about their games. There's like this consistency to them, which is a good thing, I guess, to some people. It's like you think of Skyrim, Fallout, even in going up to Starfield, they all have like, they're very similar to one another, but it's something about the way those games are and the way they're structured. It's something about it that just doesn't really vibe with me. And I'll be real, I've never played like some of the older like Elder Scrolls games. Like I never played like Obsidian and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't have the most knowledge to really be like, oh, all Bethesda games are trash, because I don't think that at all. I just don't think they're for me.
Right. Well, if you can't pinpoint it, what's one word, the first word that comes to your mind when I say Bethesda games?
RPG. I think.
Okay, so
honestly, if I had to be honest, that might be it. Like I'm not like I already told you, I'm not really like a huge RPG guy, and those are like RPGs for real. And I don't know. There's like,
you have to go to sleep and you recover health. Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many things you have to like do, and it feels like you're taking on like this huge responsibility or this task. Like I'm playing Starfield, I'm like, I just kind of want to play this story. I'm very intrigued by the story. I want to play like some missions, and I'm having a blast doing that. But then there's like, oh, you have to manage your inventory. You have to learn how to build outposts and like all this stuff. Same with Fallout and stuff like that. I'm just like, I just kind of want to do these things and not have to worry about that. And like, yeah, you can play the game that way, but you don't really get rewarded for it at all. So it just kind of turns me off to it.
Yeah, because what's the reward is, stuff to help you keep doing what you've been doing. Just traveling or looting, leveling up, crafting,
exactly,
selling stuff, getting bottle caps. You have to talk to your companions. Sometimes you have to make sure that the right ones are with you, because sometimes they don't like what you do, and it affects your points with them. And you can't get their quests. No, I get what you're saying, man. It can definitely be.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could either, honestly. Some people went back to playing Fallout 4 because of that update, right? Because there's a new update after the show, and some people were like, "Yeah, man, it's good," and other people are like, and I think I'm one of those people, man, because some games like like that are like 5 years old, like 2017, they still play really well, right? I can't think of one off the top of my head, but then there's those other games of the same franchise, right? And then you play one of them, and you're like, yeah, it's just nothing like the new ones, man. Like props to you if you can replay Assassin's Creed 2, but
I can.
man, it feels
You think
like
that's too
stiff.
dated?
No, I don't, but I'm just using it as an
Oh,
example because it just, of course, if you compare like the movement of like Mirage, which it's not as good, right? It still feels better to like move because, of course, better. It's fucking new. If a
I
game I'm
mean, the
playing
thing is
today
though,
is
some would
like,
argue
man,
that the old Assassin's Creed games are more responsive than the new ones. And I kind of
yeah,
agree.
I mean more like the fluid movement of
Oh
like
yeah.
moving an analog.
Hmm.
When you're like, it just feels more smooth, and I feel like that's kind of like the thing where like these like it's just like if I play that, I'm like, man, I would rather play Assassin's Creed Odyssey than like Starfield, right? Or like a newer Assassin's Creed because it's funner. It's just more fun, and you know, there's not as many quests, but it's like I don't know, man. The quests aren't that good. I mean, they're good, but it's not like enough to keep me going, right? And I know that Starfield is not going to, because if anything, Bethesda's always been criticized for not being like Obsidian when they make an RPG. It's not as like deep, like story wise, right? Like you don't feel
Did
as
I say Obsidian
invested.
earlier? When I said Obsidian, I think I meant Oblivion. That's what I meant to say, not Obsidian. I don't know if I
Yeah,
maybe said it,
I,
but
Oblivion is like really old, so I know I couldn't play that. I know I couldn't even honestly Skyrim today, dude. You wouldn't like, dude. It's so slow and it's definitely aged, man. I couldn't play that unless I had mods,
yeah, no.
honestly.
The first time I played Skyrim, well, first and only was on PS3. And, I was like,
It's
I was
pretty
also I
crazy
was
to
in
admit,
middle
dude,
school,
honestly.
so like to be fair, for one, I didn't own the game. I played it at the fabled friend's house. He was trying to get me into it. He was like, "Dude, you gotta start from the beginning. We gotta play Skyrim." I was like, "All right." Me being how old was I? Like I was like 12 or 13. I was like, "Screw it, let's just play this." I
It's
was
crazy how old that game is.
it is, dude. It is crazy. I'm like,
Like 2013, bro.
I genuinely always forget how young I was when I first played that. I was always like, yeah, I didn't really vibe with
I
Skyrim.
was
I'm
like,
like, this
I
is
was an
coming.
actual child.
Yeah, I'm like, this is coming from the perspective of a 12-year-old. So it's like, how much, you know? I mean, if I were to play it again, would I feel the same? Probably not the exact same. I probably would be able to tell you that it's not for me though.
Mm. That's a shame about Starfield, man. Damn.
Yeah. If I were to pick up Starfield again, I could probably get into it if I really wanted. It's just, man, I feel like that's such a big commitment. And
Mm.
like I said, the main storyline was actually really interesting to me. I really, really liked it, and just some of the stuff that you could do in the game too, I thought was really, really cool. There were a lot of things about Starfield that I really liked. It's just that overall, like, it's such an RPG heavy game that it's just kind of off putting to players like me who are just kind of, I just want to play through a story and have a good time.
Yeah, I just want to be along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
And they could, man, if they had that cyberpunk, that kind of gameplay, man. It's like super fun. You
Yeah,
got a good loop
Cyberpunk
going.
is an RPG. It's not like super heavy like RPG, but like it's
Uh,
RPG, but like it's pretty balanced in terms of like doing your missions, exploring, and like all that. It's not too overbearing. And I love Cyberpunk. So,
mhm. Yeah, that plot was really good, man. That DLC was really good too.
dude, I haven't played it. It's on my list for this summer since it's like summertime. I wait, dude. It's actually insane how much time I have on my hand nowadays to play games. Like literally just today, I played through the entirety of Firewatch for the first time.
Oh, oh, yeah,
And
that's the one where you're on a retreat, right?
yeah, it's like you take a job where you're essentially out in the mountains, like keeping a lookout for fires and stuff like that. And there's like a little mystery behind it.
That's
It's actually a really really cool game. really
This one
like.
with the girl, right? In the very end? Okay, yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, and you're like talking on a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, dude, what happened? Did you get a position?
No, I'm just out of school.
That's great, dude. Yeah. You're done?
No, I still got one more semester.
Yeah, you stay strong, dude. Hang in
Dude,
there.
I'm trying. I'm trying so hard. This summer
Dude,
was like much
Assassin's,
needed.
when does Assassin's Creed come out? It's like right when school ends or begins?
Before like November 15th, I think it said.
Okay. Yeah, just
Which, I mean, like I
don't
said,
go
I mean,
online during that
I'm
time.
not getting it when it comes out. So it's 2024, man. That's the year of the backlog, bro.
You really think that you really believe that? I'm being serious.
No, I believe it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
But dude, I'm just saying that
if I can make it all the way to November without like getting a new game, I can just wait those next couple of months.
if you can do that, you're unstoppable, man. Yeah.
The thing is, though,
Nothing
I feel like,
can get in
dude,
your way.
I know for sure, probably at Summer Game Fest or something. Cause Ubisoft they have to be doing like a presentation or something this summer. I feel like they're gonna show some gameplay, and I'm gonna be time to pre-order. No,
Man, I gotta get this. Yeah, I would say just do it anyways, because that shit's gonna be spoiled within like a week. On YouTube, you're gonna see a thumbnail of like some main character dying.
That's true. I hate for the one exception to be an Assassin's Creed game.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like this is like the time, man. This is the game. Everything's lining up, man.
I'll just go back and play Mirage again. I'll just get the platinum for Mirage and I'll be alright.
You literally cannot ask for like all the ingredients in an Assassin's Creed game like this. It's crazy. It really is, dude.
It is fun.
And I hope
Speaking to me, and I'm not even one of those fans that were like asking for a feudal Japan game. I didn't really care because I've never really cared too much about where the games are. So I used to, but over time I was just like, the games are just cool. I don't care where we go. I just want to play a cool Assassin's Creed game. But I don't know, man. I'm seeing this, and I'm like, man, this setting, like, bro, it could be dope. And I know
that's what I'm saying. Is like
I know I didn't finish Ghost of Tsushima and like Neo and stuff like that, but like I don't know.
I got you, dude. It's Assassin's Creed.
I guess I'm just a shill for Assassin's Creed. I don't know.
Assassin's Creed, they were known for that fucking attention to detail, man. Like around the settings, at least.
Yeah. You
get lost in that, man. The environment too.
But I'm ready for it. Like I said, I gotta see some gameplay before I get too hyped because I don't want to. Like the fact that it's not cross-gen just really has me, and they're using a new engine just really has me like this could be good.
Yeah, if like Kyrie reviews it, like the story's really good, I know it's gonna be like pre-order for certain.
And that's the thing.
Or at least
I feel like the story could be really dope. This could be one of the best Assassin's Creed stories in a long time. Will it? I mean, the same could be said about Valhalla. Valhalla could have been the best in a long time, and it wasn't. They did so much.
Origins was really good, right?
Origins was good. I do like Origins.
So Origins is still not considered the best. It's still 2, and Revelations.
I guess it depends on who you ask. My personal.
I need to ask this.
Okay, what's up?
All right, then you go. Like Valhalla, man. Is that a good game if I go into it and I just want to play a Viking game, or is it like really? I'm gonna be
completely honest and transparent here. I played a bunch of that game. Like I said, I'm making this video, so I had to get I wanted specific footage, and I had to play through a decent chunk of that game to get the stuff I wanted. And I ain't gonna lie, dude, I was having fun. I was actually having a blast. Like when I first played through that game, I was like ready to put it down because I put almost 80 hours into it. I was like, I'm good. I don't want to play anymore. But going back, and that was back in 2020, so it's been a long time. So going back to it and starting over, playing it, I was like, this is fun. This game is pretty fun. So I think you go into it, and there are some cool little assassin things here and there. But if you go into it I want to play a cool Viking game. I think it's really, really cool. I think you would have fun with it, if I'm being honest.
All right, man, Ben. If I'm feeling up to that Viking, bro, I'm turning on.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I'm not even like a Viking like nerd. Like I don't care much about Vikings, but I really find that game to be super fun. And the combat, man, the combat is like actually brutal. I love it.
Really? Is it better than the others, like Odyssey? Though?
Like in terms of the way it feels, it's kind of. I mean, Assassin's Creed to me has never really had like great combat, but like in terms of, it can be satisfying, especially when you can do like these stun attacks, and like you can do it by like parrying at the right time, like timing your parry and like stuff like that, and like you can feel the weight of like hitting like people, like hit your attacks, and you just feel like
Oh yeah, because it is for the dual sense.
yeah, and you just feel well. That's the thing. I didn't even play on PlayStation 5. I played on Xbox, but you just like it's really really cool. Like you feel like a just a brutal ass Viking, just like wrecking.
Bro, this shit probably is incredible on PS5. Then man,
Oh, it has to be.
are you doing? You're out here doing low key doing some freelance for Ubisoft, man, promoting this game, dude.
Dude,
Like
that's the thing.
you feel like the Batman
Like that's. I feel like when
become a Viking.
when I put out this next video, though, I don't know that might change. But
Oh really?
yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say I like.
Do you have any discoveries?
Not really, because the thing is, I'm making the video based off of an essay I wrote almost a year ago or something like that, and I made some discoveries then, but even that was based off stuff I already like had heard of.
I mean, about yourself, and like, man, I actually like this one the most, or this setting.
Oh, like just from playing through the games.
Yep.
Huh. Let's see. Dang, I kind of gotta think about that a little bit. I don't know. I feel like not much has. Okay, I will say Assassin's Creed 4. I'm a little bit more into like what they've done with that world. I used to not really care much for it, but I actually think it's a really, really, really cool setting. Like the more I like kind of think of it and appreciate it, like I appreciate the game way more than I used to. I used to not really care for Black Flag at all, if I'm being honest.
Because you're thinking like it's more than just pirates. It's like the actual settings, like the Caribbean during like what they 1800s.
Like it's really really cool. Like that's a cool ass setting. Like I don't know what I was like thinking. I was like, this is actually dope.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was just like ignorant and didn't know a whole lot of like the history there. And I think that's
you're just skipping the cutscenes.
That's a part of what made me love 3 so much is because I played the first time. The story behind how I discovered Assassin's Creed, I had like seen like the commercials and stuff like that, and didn't think much of it. And I remember I was in 5th grade. And we were learning about the American Revolution, and I remember my teacher, my 5th grade teacher, he was like, "Yeah, that game, Assassin's Creed 3. That's about the American Revolution." I was like, "What? That's cool. A video game that takes place in the American Revolution." And I was like, I remember looking up on YouTube. I saw like a guy playing it. I wish I could remember who the YouTuber was. I cannot. But I watched a playthrough and I was like watching it. I was like, yo, this game looks cool. And I remember begging my mom to I remember begging her to take me to Redbox to rent that game. That's what I used to do. I used to literally every weekend I would get out of school and I would beg my mom to take me to Redbox so I could rent a game.
Hey, please, mom, I learned history. It's history lessons.
Exactly, dude. And we ended up like getting it, and I played it, and the rest was history. No pun intended. Like I remember going to school. And I was like naming all these like facts, and like my teacher's like, "How do you know all this?" And I was like, "Assassin's Creed." Like,
you read all the wikis, bro.
Yeah, literally.
Back when you had the time,
dude. Yeah. But and that was back when I was like that really me knowing about the historical setting really enhanced that experience for me because I was like you see the little date pop up on the side and it's like, oh wait, that's the date of the Boston Massacre, or like, oh wait, that's the Battle of Bunker Hill, and like just like all those like things that you like literally learned about in school seeing it
Little
live
nods
out
to
in a
everything.
game was like mind blowing to me as like a
Yeah.
10-year-old kid. And
I
so
really
like
do. I
like
think that's why
coming
3.
from that to 4, where I didn't know anything about the historical period, I think that's part of why
Yeah.
I was just didn't really care, because it was like, I mean, this is so cool, but like it's not. I'm not playing as Connor in the American Revolution. Though.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess Blackbeard is cool. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess this version of him is cool. Not
Yes.
like real life, but yeah.
So I guess you could say that's like a discovery I made like over time, is like the setting doesn't really matter, because I became to appreciate the games more for what they are, more than what they like, where they take place or when they take place.
Yeah. And that just gives me some hope for like this one, and for when I hear like discourse or online conversation about, oh, this isn't historically accurate. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure Ubisoft is like the one company that they're gonna make sure to get their information right, man. You know, that's
Yeah.
like their bread and butter.
Yeah. You talking about the Yasuke thing that people were talking about?
Oh, that too, yeah. I meant like in general, but yes, like Yasuke, because I did look that up on Wikipedia, and I love when there's gaps to fill in, and I think that's kind of like what Assassin's Creed 4 was. It's like such a not mysterious. It's kind of just so open ended. We don't know that much, but we know some, and that's what I think we're gonna get again with this one. You know, we're gonna get a real person. Maybe we get like some kind of, I don't know, man, some lesson, and it will be like I don't know. It's like in a much more exciting setting than I don't know than I think Black Flag. You know,
Yeah.
as generic as it is to say that, you know, has been done to death. I guess for some people,
Yeah.
I remember back when people were saying we don't have any games, and then Ghost of Tsushima came out, and then it's like it kind of started this whole thing.
Yeah, I definitely think. Also, like going back to the Yasuke thing, I think that story, and like telling the story with that character, could be very, very important, right? And I don't think this is something that Ubisoft is taking lightly. I really don't. This was a conscious decision. Forget all the stupid DEI crap. Forget the Sweet Baby Inc. crap. This was a decision that they made. I wholeheartedly believe that they wanted to do this, not for the sake of quote unquote diversity, because you know, a Japanese man wouldn't have been quote unquote diverse enough, or whatever people are arguing. I think it's more so that like Ubisoft wanted to do this. You know, and like people are like, oh, like Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft has gone woke, but like think about Assassin's Creed for a second. Assassin's Creed is genuinely probably one of the most woke franchises out there in video games.
Yeah.
Like maybe not. Say what you will about the company. I can't speak on the company, but like Assassin's Creed itself, those games are woke as well. Let me not use that word unironically, but like, you know, like think about Altair, think about Connor, think about, and even you know, just the things that the assassins fight for in general. The assassins are woke. Like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where this whole thing is coming from. I think people are just brainwashed, and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything these days is like, oh, it's because Sweet Baby Inc. told them to do it. Like, no, this is very much a Ubisoft ass thing to do. Like, this is nothing. Yeah, I genuinely think it's
people are just farming likes too.
Yeah. And not to say that anyone who is like not happy about this is like invalid, because you are. And I think this is one of those situations, right, where it's like how you feel about it is how you feel about it. And I don't really think anyone's wrong. I think the only people who are wrong in this situation are those who are invalidating other people for feeling a certain type of way. It's like I see this, and I personally don't take issue with it, but I'm not gonna, you know, if there's someone out there who feels like their chance for representation and their favorite franchise has been robbed from them, I'm not gonna say suck it up or tell you how you should feel about it. Absolutely not. So
We have to remember there are two protagonists.
Yeah, and I mean,
And one of them
I
is
guess,
a male,
like
one of
when
them
it
is
comes
female.
to, I guess when it comes to males specifically,
Right.
but yeah, I think that this is something that they wanted to do. This is a conscious decision that they made without
Yeah.
any influence.
Yeah. And if what we're talking about here is any of our speculation is like remotely accurate, wouldn't that be more cause to excite people? Or we're getting like such an ambitious story, you know, and
Yeah,
not
in
just
such
like
a
another.
huge franchise, because I'm gonna be real, I didn't really know anything about Yasuke prior to
Yeah.
information coming out about Red, because I don't really watch anime. I don't like, I know he wasn't he in Neo or something like that? Like he's been in a lot of stuff that I don't know much about.
He's in an anime. There's an anime about him.
Afro
Keith
Samurai.
Stanfield.
Yeah, and I know he was in like.
No, it's just called Yasuke.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah, it's a new one. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
Afro Samurai is old. Like Keith Stanfield was like a kid, bro.
Okay,
yeah,
so like yeah, he's just been in a bunch of stuff that I don't know anything about, but I know about Assassin's Creed, and a lot of other people do too. And so him getting this kind of exposure, it's
crazy.
It's pretty, it's bold, and it's crucial. They have to do this right. Do I trust Ubisoft enough to do that? It's hard. I mean, even if the story doesn't quite land, one thing I feel like they will do is at least do the character justice. At the very least, I would like to think, you know.
Yeah, do the character right, and yeah, honestly, that's the most important thing. Like Assassin's Creed 2, I mean, I love the story in those Ezio games, but they wouldn't be half of what they are if Ezio wasn't likable, you know.
Exactly.
So we can sell like a solid dynamic between these two characters, and make it enjoyable, make it just, I guess, believable, right?
Yeah.
Then that'll be enough for me. I don't know if we need to make the choices like in Odyssey
They'll
and Origins
have them, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't care for that. I just don't want another fried
Yeah.
twin situation, like where Jacob and Evie are kind of disconnected. Like they have some scenes together, but like for the most part, it's like it's two separate games, and they're doing their own thing. And they're just like, they have the same goal, they're just going about it two different ways. Whereas like I feel like with this, there seems to be like there will be more, like they'll be working a bit more as a team, and there'll be hopefully a more interesting character dynamic there.
Yeah, and honestly, it's really smart to go this route because I was seeing like different images of like all the three samurai protagonists we have like side by side, and it really does stand out to have like such a varied cast compared to like Ghost of Tsushima and Rise of Ronin, and we all know it's like Assassin's Creed, so Ubisoft they want we've been writing them for this for a while, so they're like, all right, well, you got it, well, this is the way you're going to get it. You can either take it and play it or not. Yeah, I want to play it, man, because it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I don't know, man, I'm just ready, dude. Let's go. Like, forget about Rise of Ronin, dude. I was like, I'm not even gonna buy that shit anymore, man. I was still like thinking about it.
Could save the series. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I mean, it could.
It could, man. It can. It could.
This is bad, man. Why am I still optimistic about this? I feel like I should.
No, man.
I can't help myself, can I? That's what.
No, man. Let's stay optimistic.
That's the thing. It's like I like to call myself an Assassin's Creed fan, but I think I might be bordering on fanboy. I ain't gonna lie.
You think you might be riding too hard?
I think I might be. I should get up and wipe my knees, huh? No, I'm just kidding.
No, chill. No, you're good, man. Chill. No, you're good. Just be more cautious, because the things that we agree with, that we like, is fine, but the game itself could very well still be like, we got it. Like Ubisoft, this game's got to be fun, right, man? Don't be like, don't be making those tail people, bro. Don't be doing that shit no more. We don't want that.
I will say,
we don't want that.
Valhalla might have had a little bit of that. I don't remember. They've kind of chilled out on
Yeah,
that.
we don't need all.
They've chilled out on that.
Yeah.
Although,
Just make sure it's fun, man. Make sure.
yeah, if they do it, like if they do it, and we're like playing as a ninja, we're like in the shadows, like creeping, like we're like Splinter Cell, like I feel like that would be, I would be down to tell people if that, like we had like those kind of things going on. But if we're just simply following people across the freaking city, I don't want to do that, man. I can't do it.
Some long ass loading time. It really is, dude. All this shit, dude. I'm like, dude. All I've ever really cared about, Eric. You know me. I just want good gameplay, man. I just want to have fun, man. I just want good gameplay, good fun, a good loop. You know, give that to me, man. And I'm back on Assassin's Creed, riding that train so hard, man. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. That's why like the newer games are really fun still. And even like say what you will about them being Assassin's Creed games, like they I think that's the thing that keeps me coming back, is that the game, I'm still having fun at the end of the day. So I can sit here and bash it and be like, oh, this sucks, or they which I never really do. Most of the time it's just kind of like they do things I don't really vibe with. But even still, at the end of the day, I can sit here and I can say Odyssey was too over the top. It was too ridiculous. The map was too huge. It was too bloated. Like this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, I still played the hell out of that game. I got the platinum and I had fun. So I guess I can't really say too much, can I?
I know. Now you just got to try you just got to play Chronicles now, man.
Yeah, I do actually. I've dabbled in Chronicles China, but that's about it.
Anyway,
Yeah, man. Let's get off Assassin's Creed. I love how we went back to Assassin's Creed.
I know, right? Any
Man.
chance we had to talk about it?
Let's talk about something real interesting. This is legit.
All right, then.
GTA 6.
Throw it in me.
No, I'm just kidding. No, for real though, GTA 6 got a release window, fall 2025. And okay, are you still in the camp of like this game's not coming out until 2027?
Nah. That was like we're sticking to this kind of statement. That's why they did that. I want to say. I can't remember if they did that with GTA 5, but
yeah,
I feel like they heard us.
I mean, I don't remember because I was a child when that game was coming out. So
yeah, you were an actual child.
I was literally a child. My
That's right. I threw that out.
When that game came out, my parents, I wasn't allowed to get that game. I was 11. I wasn't allowed to get it.
Yeah, that's insane. It's a legit decade and change, bro.
I wasn't really actively following that game much at all. I just remember it dropped and I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, so it's
no, it didn't.
How much life has changed since then. But
yeah,
apparently Take-Two and Eric had their earnings call, and I guess the CEO Strauss Zelnick was like, I guess saying that that's what they're aiming for is fall 2025, whereas before all we knew was the 2025. So it's getting narrower.
So I think that Red Dead Redemption 2 was a lot like when we started hearing things about it. I felt like that was intended. Like everything is coming out as, and aside from that leak that they had, you know, it's we can expect to hear things and sooner, and then the game will be here. But I think this just means that the games, they've been putting a lot of work in that game, man. So there's not a complete, but like there's some sections of the game that are probably like fully playable or like have been fully modeled and animated. So I'm gonna try to. Well, I don't know. No, I think I'll avoid the leaks like a plague probably with this one because it's too big, man. Yeah, it's just too big.
I'm gonna have to
too many years.
Last of Us, dude. I think was the Last of Us where I was just kind of like, I wasn't on a complete like media blackout, but I was literally like Neo in the Matrix, bro, dodging those spoilers. I was like, I'm not doing that, and I went into Last of Us Part 2 unspoiled. I didn't have it spoiled for me.
Really? That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah.
So you were
I
actually
made
shocked
sure.
when that happened.
That's the thing, dude. If I want to avoid spoilers, the thing is, most of the time I get stuff spoiled for me. It's because I'm being stupid. You know, it's usually my fault. So I know
That's
that if
fine.
I'm
I'll just go on
actively
Twitter.
trying to avoid spoilers, I can do it. I have my ways, but
You have to cut off yourself from the internet, the like outside world. Basically, you have to be like a
kind
shut-in.
of. I can't. I think it was a. I can't remember if it was a movie or a game when it was coming out. I want to say it was a movie, maybe. But I remember when it was coming out, I literally like. I think I put my phone on like do not disturb or something. Like I didn't want people texting me. I was like literally like I don't want. Yeah, I literally was like, no, it wasn't that. But I genuinely can't remember which movie. But I cared so much about it, and I was like, I'm not getting this spoiled for me. I literally cut off contact with the outside world. I was like, I don't want to. I'm not
Yeah,
talking
was
to
it a
anyone.
Marvel film?
It might have been. It might have been back when I cared a bunch about that. I really can't remember. But I remember Christian, like I remember telling Christian about it, and he was like, "That might be a bit far." And I was like, "Oh well, I don't care. I didn't get it spoiled, so."
Yeah, I feel like that was the Batman for me, man. That's like the only movie I could think of for
yeah.
like the past 5 years. But I fucking knew like everything about that movie, man. Like basically, like the whole, like all like the, what are they called? They're not called trailers. They're like 20 hot zone on like 20-second hot spots on TV.
Oh, like TV spot or whatever.
Yeah, they released like 10 of them. I shit you not, dude. Like they some of them would have like just like enough new shit that wasn't in the others. That by the time I saw the movie, I was like, all the big, like I already saw them all coming. Like there's the one at the very end with all the goons, right? And he's like on the chandelier. And then there's the one where he's in the nightclub. And there's the one in the beginning. Literally, like, and then the car. I knew all the scenes, and then I was able to like, okay, so this is when he meets her, you know. And I was able to like, basically, like put the movie together. Even the thing with Joker wasn't a surprise, dude. I was like, they're gonna get a
That's
famous
crazy,
actor to play.
dude. You literally became
Yeah,
Batman
dude.
to
He's
put
like,
together this movie.
yeah, dude. I was so because I was like, for the longest time, man, this movie sounded like a fucking prank, dude. Like it was like they were fucking with us, dude. I'm like, what? We're gonna go from like Ben Affleck to like fucking the vampire, you know, Edward, and like just like the complete tonal shift, right? Because they're trying to build up this universe and like obviously, very obviously failing at doing like a Marvel move, right? So for them to be like, fuck all that, we're gonna make weird ass A24 Joker and some Batman film, and just to see that kind of like be the new direct, and even the new Superman, like James Gunn, he looks like he's doing a Spider-Man Homecoming with that, like very, I don't know, very like he's pulling from something there, you know. And I rewatched the Guardian, dude. I finally saw Guardians 3, man.
Oh yeah,
That shit made me want to
is it as
cry.
good as
That
everyone
shit,
says?
that shit made me want to cry. I was like, the fuck, dude, this fucking what's it called? I don't know what she was, dude. A platypus, dude. She got fucking shot, dude. Dude, I'm spoiling this film, dude. Fucking Rocket,
That's fine.
dude. Rocket's fucking girlfriend got shot, dude. Like actually shot.
Oh damn.
And I'm like, they didn't even hide that shit, dude. It was dark. It was really dark, man. But it was really, but that scene, the film itself was like, I mean, it's just the very typical, like, you haven't seen it?
No, I still haven't watched it.
Okay, so I thought that I just spoiled that for you, man.
Oh, that's fine. That's one of those things I don't really care about spoilers for that movie. It's been out
okay.
for so long. Like it's at this point, if I get spoiled,
there's a couple things I really like. They don't get back together. Gamora's she's like a new person, so she's like, "Why are you being fucking weird?" And I love how they kept that. It's like, yeah, why do you think that you're like gonna get back with her? It's not the same person, Peter.
Yeah.
You're being kind of a whiny baby, and it felt very maturing. I'm like, wow, some people need to see this because this is real life. That's how real life is. And he sees his dad, his grandpa again, and that was so sweet. That's like what he actually needed to be. That was the actual fucking Peter, man. That's what he needed to be doing, man. Star Lord. He's like, man, Gamora. Like, no, maybe you should go visit your grandpa. Thinks that he fucking saw you get abducted for 20 years. That shit made me want to cry, dude, because the actor did a great job. He's like, Peter, is that you? Yeah. And honestly, the first one, I still think the first one The second one honestly was really great. Honestly,
Yeah, I slept
the
on the
first
second
one's
one for the longest, but I rewatched it and I was like, why did I not care for this movie? This movie's actually really good. It's not as good as the first one, again, but it's solid.
Yeah, and I think the first one honestly is not as good as I remember, and that's crazy, right? To say that it's really funny. But the thing is, with the first one, is you don't actually really get the Guardians until like the end. Like they don't really even until like the very end. They're not actually like the Guardians. So from what you remember, from what I remember, that movie is actually like the second one, and just like the overall, like because like from all I like combine all the memories from like their scenes in Avengers 2, I guess, and I'm like, oh, they're not really that yet. They're becoming that, and it's still really funny. But I think that honestly, the second one might be more because the second one has more of those clips where they're just hanging out together as friends, and they're like kind of like my favorite like Teen Titans moments from like that show and X-Men is like when the X-Men are playing basketball and they just look so like goofy, like seeing Gambit dress like Cyclops is dressed in a basketball jersey and shorts, but he has his visor on and he's playing basketball, and it's just so like it's so zany, but I love that it works. I think that's like the best parts of that when it just dials in on the kookiness. My favorite I think clip is when when Drax is just standing there and Peter and Star Lord is like, "What the hell?" Or when he's like, "Man, you should see this place with the lights off. It's like a Jackson Pollock painting." And Rock is like, "You have issues." Cool. That shit was so funny to me.
Yeah, I think
Really?
those movies that the cast too, they bounce off each other so well. The writing, the dialogue is so good.
They really are like one of a kind. Really, really are unique, man. Those movies, you can tell that the MCU curse started this movie because they're like, man, we need to do them all like this. And I'm like, I don't know, man. That works for specific reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doctor Strange is the weirdest one to me. Yep.
Multiverse?
No, like just like when he starts trying to act like an MCU-ish character, and it's like, okay, is he trying to be Tony Stark right now? Like, I don't like. Is he trying to be like a smart aleck guy or funny? And sometimes it works, but I feel like with some of the other characters, like it just like you can't have everyone acting like Tony Stark or because if you think about it, how many nerd characters do we really have? And it makes you because like Hank Pym was actually Ant-Man, not Paul Rudd, right? Yeah, Scott. He's not really the main Ant-Man, but I thinking back because I was like watching X-Men yesterday, thinking about Beast. He's like a nerd character on that show, right? And like you start to run into a problem when you have like these kind of universes. How many archetype like Bruce Banner? You have him. You got Hank Pym. Okay, we'll just make him old. What about Doctor Strange? How is he different from Bruce Banner, right? And I'm like, what about Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic? How is he different from or Peter Parker, right? These are all like four scientists, nerd characters.
Yeah.
I'm going off on this thing, but yeah, you can see.
No, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Just like you can start to see where like these kind of like I don't know.
I think that's why.
How we're gonna.
I think that's a big part of why I just kind of started to not care anymore. None the movies didn't feel unique like they used to. Especially because I feel like they started to have a really good thing going where they were having different types of movies within the MCU, like different genres, and it was like I was like, oh, that's so cool. But then they just kind of started to all feel the same, and I was like, this isn't. Yeah. And the thing is, sure, if you find a formula that works, sure, but also, if the formula doesn't work, then don't continue to do it. And I feel like that's what they found a formula that didn't work, and they kept doing it, and I was just like, I don't know, man.
And I think that's why Ant-Man was like, I think in a way, final straw for you, man. We were in theaters hyped, seeing Quantumania, man, and what's his name? The villain, Kang. He's supposed to be like the next huge threat. So you think
that whole thing.
Yeah, but even without that, I was like, is this really our next main villain? I don't know, man. He's okay. I mean, do we need this? Do we need like a main villain arcs all the time? We need to set up another huge villain arc. How do we just have them hang out sometimes? But like,
they had to.
Yeah, like I was like, I don't know, dude. Maybe wait.
Be interested.
Let's give
how many people saw Avengers Endgame without having ever seen any other MCU movie? There were a lot of people that saw the movie without ever seeing an MCU movie. So like, I feel like
is that really true?
I've heard a lot of maybe not necessarily personal people, but I've seen like a lot of videos online where people are like, "Oh, I'm taking this person to see this," and they've never seen any of them, and like stuff like that.
Wow, I don't know.
So
I guess that's yeah.
Yeah, I just think they just feel like they always need to like build up to some sort of big event to keep people interested. Because if they aren't building up to anything big, then why? Like, I guess they think that people aren't going to be interested, which isn't true. Just make good movies.
Yeah.
Just make good movies.
I don't know, man. Because like like Iron Man, that was hype. He was in Spider-Man, and he's like not really like connected to the plot. I mean, he's connected, but he doesn't fight Vulture. You know, he's not like Spider-Man. No, yeah, he's like a part. Like I don't know if
there's that scene in the trailer where they're like flying and like swinging together.
Oh yeah,
that's not in the movie. That's not in the movie. It's better off for it.
Yeah, because it's just like we know we'll get kids in the theaters. We want to see these things, but that's the thing too. Is like, yeah, maybe it's not that. I don't know. Like, do people? Is it not enough to have Captain America show up to help Spider-Man? You know what I mean? Do they need to fight like some big threat? Because I feel like if I see, I guess it goes back to what you're going at, which is that there has to be a point. Because if like a character shows up, it's gonna damage the plot a little bit, you know, because it's kind of not serving anything other than, you know, fanfare, right? We get to see these characters fight, right? So I'm just like, I don't know, man. That makes me think about that, because if that was more of what Ant-Man 3 did, it might have been better.
Yeah. I genuinely didn't think it could get worse than the second Ant-Man. But mind you, I don't think that second Ant-Man is bad. I couldn't tell you. It's not very memorable. I watched it and forgot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I remember Quantumania, but I just remember it because it was bad.
How bad it was.
I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
Especially because I was looking forward to the Ant-Man movies because I think Ant-Man is really cool. Like, I remember seeing like Hank Pym in like the old cartoon, like the Avengers Assemble. I don't know if you saw that one. But, like, Hank Pym was.
I saw the Ultimate Avengers movie.
Dude, like I always thought like Ant-Man was like really cool. And
yeah, I was actually upset. I was upset a little bit, not a lot.
Yeah.
Because I like Hank. I like Hank and Janet. That's the actual. And they kind of replaced them with these two characters, which is their kids. But the Ultimate Avengers, I recommend. It's a cartoon movie, dude, and it's actually pretty hardcore. It's pretty violent, dude. They show Cap. It's literally like parts of the first first Avenger when he falls into the ice and he gets rediscovered. And it is the Ultimate Universe. There's two of them. The second one actually has Black Panther. It's about they go to Wakanda.
Oh wow!
I actually love those movies, man. Yeah, they were actually really violent too, dude. Like, Cap uses a shield like on an alien. He cuts him in half. And Cat like Wolverine's in a cameo. It's so cool, dude. It's because in the Ultimate Universe, one of the really cool twists that I really appreciate is that Wolverine actually was a part of the same facility where they did the super soldier on Cap. So like they both went through like this like the same kind of thing, and and they both served together too. But like I don't think like Wolverine knew that. He just like saw him. It's really cool, man. It's really cool.
That sounds like you said.
Honestly, yeah, dude.
What's it called? Ultimate Avengers.
Yeah, it's like it's a real old film. You probably watched the whole thing on YouTube. It's like 2005, not that old, but they have I know that like a lot of the I think Cap's things about him from the movies are from this version of him. Like he's just more human, you know. He's still a good guy, but he's definitely more old fashioned, if you know what I mean. I really appreciate like that, you know. I always feel like we're not. I'm not saying, man, we need Cap out here like, you know, acting like a dude from the actual 40s, right? But I think you can agree with me that it would have been kind of interesting, right? Like, yeah. I don't know, did you see The Boys? Like Soldier Boy, kind of, not like him, but little things where he takes a while to get used to new ideas, right? And I think that it's like the comic at least tried, and I think the movie did. I'm misremembering parts of the movies, but
Yeah, I think so.
I
Like they
feel
had
like
like
our
little things like in the like MCU specifically, like there were like little moments and references where they like talk about how old he is.
how old fashioned he is. Yeah,
Yeah, and I dude, like
like
genuinely, I know it's a meme, but like the part where he's like understood that reference, that's like comedy gold.
oh wait, what to what reference? Which part was
The
it? The
Wizard of
Avengers
Oz,
one?
because like people would always make like references and he didn't get them, and then
Oh
someone
yeah,
mentioned like
because that's so old.
Wizard of Oz, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
understood that one because he's old as shit."
Oh,
But
he's old as old shit. Did yeah. Did not. Honestly, the first one was still the best, dude. It's just so funny. I still think that it was really dumb what they did to Cap at the end. I think that was just because the actor wanted out. That never would happen in the comics. They would never have done that. You can clearly tell that they weren't. They gave him a whole ass love interest, dude. Like Sharon or something. I was like, yeah. He was like,
yeah,
I get it though.
I didn't care for
It's,
that ending he got. I'm gonna be. I know they wanted to make it all
yeah.
like emotional and impactful.
I'm like, Cap
I
would never
don't
do some shit like
care.
that. Cap would never. He'd be like, this is who I am
I
now.
don't know. It's something about
He's not like,
characters and stories whenever they like do some stuff that's like if it's like a self-sacrifice or it's like it's
yeah.
like better this
It felt
way.
selfish.
Yeah,
It
it's
felt like he was choosing. It felt out of character. I feel like a Cap would not do that.
But like when they do
He's
things
like,
that are like they may be good for somebody, right?
yeah,
But they aren't good for us, the audience. And I'm sitting here like, bro, you're sitting here like, oh, you're smiling, you're all at peace. That's great and all, but I don't like that.
Did you miss the old days?
I don't
You
like
missed?
I don't like what you did. And it goes back to what I was saying about the self-sacrifice thing, where like mother truckers will be like, oh, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the greater good, and then they'll look back and they'll be like smiling, like you're not smiling. Why are you smiling? Like, because you're about to die. Like you can be,
I know, right? Dude,
like you can be willing to do a thing, but also acknowledge that said thing is not what you want to be doing.
yeah.
And I feel like I feel like Steve Rogers would have definitely thought at least twice, maybe 3 times about doing that thing.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, I feel like The Dark Knight Rises really would have been better if he died. Just saying, I don't know why I thought of that when like the thing blows up in the plane. But I'm just like, damn, dude, yeah, like it just felt so weird. Like, do you want to go back to the 40s, man? You know how they treated people. I don't know. I guess he really loved Peggy that much,
He did, but at the same time, she was gone, man.
You can move on.
Time.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, yeah, you cannot be that hung up over her. Yeah,
can't be.
She's dead. Like, she's gone.
Like, she's great and all. Man,
I'm like, he can come in.
Think about all these modern women.
I really.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Her actual descendant was in there. Yeah. Well, that's fucking weird.
I don't know. Maybe that's weird for him as like an old man, but like.
I don't even really. He's really like a 30-year-old from the 40s. If we're really being.
Okay.
If we're really being accurate. But yeah, I see what you're saying. And we never know, man. Honestly, this goes back to, I feel like when we end these kind of things, recasting should always be like the main, because I understand the emotion and and I know we can't just restart Avengers. All right, here's a dude that's Steve Rogers, but it's not Chris Evans.
Yeah.
He said, there's always rumors that that Robert Downey Jr. is going to come back. Like how often does that happen?
I hope they don't go the comic book route and just like bring dead characters back.
Keep bringing them back.
No stakes.
Yeah, like Cap.
No stakes. I feel like completely uninterested in anything the MCU does if they start doing stuff like that.
They just recast. There's recast Chris Evans. What if they cast like a really good actor, bro? You don't want to see Tom Hardy as Steve Rogers?
No. Absolutely not. Tom Hardy in the MCU, I would not be mad at. But even though he's Venom, so I guess they wouldn't allow him to be in the MCU unless it is his Venom.
Yeah, dude. It's the last Venom movie, dude. Confirmed.
I ain't gonna lie, the first Venom movie was honestly better than I thought it would be. I didn't see the second.
That shit slapped, bro, right?
I wouldn't say
I don't
slap.
think anyone
It was
did.
just better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I would say,
I don't know. That shit was still kind of mid. That shit is still kind of hype, man. He doesn't shoot webs or have a symbol, or he has some like random ass D-list villain, not even like a Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like a white Venom toxin, or I don't even remember his name. Did he even have a name? He was just like an evil Venom. People hate Iron Man 1's villain a lot, dude. I thought he was cool, dude.
Which one was Iron Man? Oh yeah, it was
He's just
the bald dude.
He fixes like his first armor. He makes it like good again.
I was thinking for a second, I was like, who was it? It wasn't. I was going down the list. I was like, I was like, it wasn't Whiplash. It wasn't the man. Well, quote unquote.
Jeff Bridges. But people like, there's a whole thing where people like, there's like a trope where people said that MCU villains, at least in the beginning, like the villain was always like a stark contrast.
Yeah.
Like a dark mirror version. They said it like a bad thing, but I was like, I don't know. I think that's cool. Like Killmonger is cool, you know?
No, I think it definitely works most of the time.
Yeah.
I think it's just a pattern that people just were like, yeah, it's very. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, damn, that's true.
And then you can just basically, like you basically know the plot.
Yeah. Dude, like all this talk of like MCU, like it makes me, and I know you're just talking about like Batman and all the stuff you did like in preparation for that movie, dude. Like it makes me miss like being like obsessed with things. Like I'm not nearly as obsessive as I used to be. Simply because, and I always say this, it's like, you know, I'm just at a different point in my life now. It's like things are always happening, that it's hard to really put a whole lot of focus on those things. So I told you, I literally like would pre-order games, and then like I would like I would just stare at the timer, the countdown timer, just like excited to like play. And I just like don't have many things like that. Like as much as I'm like, oh, I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed, it's like I'm just not counting down the days. It's like, oh, next thing you know, it's out. Or like the new season of the show. I'm like, oh, I'm really new season drops. I'm like, oh, it came out. Oh yeah, I should get around to watching that. And then I just never do. You know, it's like it's just so weird now. And like taking it back to GTA, I feel like this has the potential to be one of the first things in a long time that really has me like obsessed. And
like a kid again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm ready for this marketing to ramp up so I can really start to like feel that. I'm like, oh man, like this is gonna be huge. Cause I miss
Yeah.
that. I miss that youthfulness.
It just sounds to me, man, like it's just really sad to say, but yeah, Assassin's Creed is kind of letting you down, man. It's let us down, you know. And too many times in a way that we're still so excited we're gonna buy it, but like GTA is one of the very few franchises that every time release is a guaranteed, certified greatest of all time hit. You know, we'll debate which one's best, but we're not going to debate that GTA 4 is still like a great game. You know,
exactly.
Or that GTA 3 was like
revolutionary,
monumental. Like, yeah, it was ushering us into that 3D open world. You know, without GTA 3, there's no Spider-Man 2. You know. So
exactly.
just to like have that, you know, because the last time I felt like this was GTA 5, man, you know, when that Michael trailer came out.
Bro, that like the thought
so I can't imagine.
The thought of another like this game has grown men losing their minds over some potential screenshots. Like if you go to the GTA 6 subreddit, all it is just a bunch of people like reading so heavily into things that it's like kind of comedic, and it's like I don't know.
Someone wrote a Bible of text over an image.
It's like it's so funny.
And someone had to figure out the game based on a.
Yeah, it's like crazy stuff.
And I don't know, like we say this about a lot of franchises. Like a lot of franchises we say this about, but it's very true with like Assassin's Creed that take out half of the games that they've made and spread out the years between the one like those other games, and those games would have been like GTA quality probably. Like I wouldn't be hearing you say that what you just said, about Assassin's Creed, like not, you know what I mean, getting you going like that.
Yeah.
But that's
their
their
not
mistake,
every
man.
company's
That's
in the
their
same
mistake.
boat as Rockstar, where they can just like, not release a game for how long ago was Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
7 years. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone is in that position to do what Rockstar does, but like even still, and I'm not saying you have to wait like a decade between releases, right, to make a good game.
Right.
But I just think this is the whole
like
different thing. Like Rockstar used to be consistent. They used to be, but they just put so much into their games now that those games are amazing. But what we get whenever they put something out is absolutely incredible.
Because we're gonna have something in here for you, man, and it's gonna have us talking about this. I've already seen the jokes, man. I can't wait for GTA 6 remaster plus on PS7. But it's true, man. This game's gonna be like fucking the talk of the town for the next decade.
Yeah.
Ubisoft had
mind-blowing to think about.
Yeah. And Ubisoft's had opportunities to be like that. Take-Two has had opportunities. EA has. I mean, no company's really, we can maybe say not Rocksteady even, dude. Damn, Insomniac, right? That's if they deliver with like Wolverine and any DLC that comes out, right? But besides that, this is really the king right now, man, and has been. I don't think it's gonna change. Yeah.
Yep. After this,
I think GTA 6. I don't know, man.
Do you think they're gonna make a Red Dead Redemption?
Well, I know it's gonna change, man.
Or just another Red Dead game?
No, I think that they've gone onto the number train, and that's a Rockstar's MO is number, and they don't have anything to do. So I don't know if Red Dead Redemption's one of its core differentiators is that they're tied to each other in some way, because these two games are have the same cast and everything. I honestly would like that, because I think that it's really ambitious for like a third game. They really have to think. I know a lot of people saying that we wanted Red Dead to be like World War I with Jack. We don't need for that.
You're botting a little bit.
Their great grandpas or something.
Hang on, you're starting to bot a little bit. What'd you say about
What you hear me now? Oh yeah, and if that's not what we're gonna do, it's gonna be like something even further in the past, as opposed to moving forward to like the future.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would be like a revolutionary war or something like that, but I feel like they're doing the opposite with Red Dead, where each sequel goes further back in time, where GTA is just staying up to date. I love that. I'm really happy. Where the setting GTA, what differentiates them is that they're taking, it's all about staying consistently present with the trends and what's going on in the world, right? Because that's where so much of the satire comes from, right? You can't really do that with stuff, I don't think, that's like tied to the past, because we can't really relate to that. We don't really understand like the energy of like people. We kind of do, but we're not really there, and there's too many opportunities, man, with like all the stuff that's happened, man, like all the politics, everything, like from since GTA 5 came out, man. It's such it would be a missed opportunity not to capitalize on
absolutely
the modern setting, man. I can't even imagine like the fake Instagram social media app they'll have in the game, dude. And like all the characters will be posting shit on there. It's gonna be like GTA 5, but like way more, because GTA 5 was still like, I mean, we have iPhones then, but it still wasn't like today, right?
nowhere near.
We didn't have. We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have streaming services, man. They're gonna make jokes about streaming. They're gonna make jokes about like politics, identity politics. They're gonna make jokes like no one is off limits, man. That's what makes GTA so good, man. They're gonna
Exactly.
and it's
And
just like
people
so,
are
and it's
concerned because Leslie Benzi's gone, Glenn Hauser gone. Like so many people. There are people that left the company, and people were like, "Oh, GTA is not going to be the same anymore." I'm like, it's still going to be mad satirical. I'm not worried about that one bit. Do I want them to go as zany as they did with GTA 5? Maybe not. I would prefer something the world needs to be satirical and stuff like that. But I think in terms of story, I want something more grounded like GTA 4. I want a better balance.
Yeah.
But,
and I mean that trailer's gave off.
Go balls to the walls with it. I'm fine with that. Like, I just don't think GTA is gonna be like quote unquote PC like people are thinking. Like, I don't.
No.
And even if it was, which is not going to be, but even if it was, it would still probably be a good game. I would argue.
It's really not, because if we're actually using that term correctly, GTA is anything but like politically, correct, dude. They go all in on everything, man.
Exactly. Like all walks of life. No one is safe.
Yeah. It's like there's like nothing's hold back, and honestly, I feel like GTA is like one of the most.
Especially in Florida,
it's always like
they're gonna go crazy, bro.
They're always so brilliant at just the way that they just present things and like make commentary on life and like just things. It's always so brilliant, man. I love it. And I'm hyped.
Yeah, and I think especially something we appreciate, because obviously we were. I know it's the truth. As unfortunate as it is, we were kids when we played GTA for the first time, right? And it's satire and stuff like that. That's stuff that we've come to appreciate more over the years as we've gotten older, right? Like sometimes I'll go back and play GTA. I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice this reference for. I was a child when GTA 5 came out, so there was a lot of stuff that went over my head when I was first experiencing that game. But now the fact that we're gonna have like a new GTA game come out in modern times, like something
in our prime.
Yeah, in a time that we are actively partaking in. Oh, that's gonna hit completely different.
That's crazy, man. Just makes me think, man. Will there be a GTA in our 30s? What would that be like, dude? Like, well, we're gonna relate to that shit, man. That's gonna be our new prime, man. But this is our prime right now, man. GTA 6, let's go, dude. Rockstar, you hear this, man? Don't be shy with those codes, man. Give them out, bro. We'll give them outstanding reviews, man. Outstanding, 10 out of 10, best game I've ever played in my life.
Exactly. Just give everyone on the Real-Time crew just codes. We'll do a spoiler cast.
Yes, bro. Yes, this has been Erick and Eriq, man, and our boy Chris, man. He's somewhere out there, probably stuck on control, man.
Yeah.
Boys, he's out here, trying to survive.
Still man. Working for the man, but we'll get him out of there soon. No, I'm doing this.
Yeah, man. We're gonna start. We're gonna get our merch. Don't worry, we're gonna get our merch out there soon, man. We're gonna start getting that train running, man.
We got to build this up. But
yeah.
Man, it's been a pleasure. It's been education.
Yes, sir. Now you got me. I'm probably actually gonna download Valhalla, man, and Syndicate.
I think you should.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I got the terabytes.
Hell yeah. I don't have jack.
Bro, just clean it out and delete Fortnite. You don't need it, trust me.
No, I can't delete Fortnite, actually. My girlfriend's been on a Fortnite kick. If I deleted that, I wouldn't hear the end of it.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Yeah. That's a Christmas gift for us and birthday gift idea, bro. We need a portal. Get the portal.
Yeah, dude. No, I just have to get one of those internal things that go in the PlayStation. I'll get more storage.
I don't even trust myself to do that, man.
I don't either, but
It's a pain right now. What is it that you're playing right now, man? I know he said he was playing Control. What are you playing? Was it Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, but a lot of those I have on my PS4 drive, so it's not really taking up my console space on PS5. I'm currently, what do I have installed right now? I have to think about it. I'm trying to think of what I'm playing on PlayStation. Nothing I'm actively really playing at the moment. But I know I have Immortals on there. That's pretty big. And I'm not even playing that. A lot of it is what my girlfriend's playing. But
All right, bro.
yeah, I can tell you, I'm not really playing much on like PlayStation 5 right now. Playing PS4 and Xbox stuff.
All right, I got you.
But yeah, man. Real-Time episode. What are we on? Is this 7? Yeah, 7. Dude,
I think so, man.
I keep asking that. I'm like, dude, I gotta do better. Keep track.
After a while, we're gonna be like, you won't even remember, man.
Exactly.
No, it's good. We'll keep it countered.
Yeah, that's how you know. I mean, I think that's a good sign, right? That we've been doing it a while. We're committed.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's gonna be hard not to. I mean, you're gonna see online. You just count the list.
yeah.
1 video, 2.
But yeah, man. Real-Time episode 7. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you in the next one.
All right. Peace out, bro.